record on this computer. Perfect. And now I'm going to share my screen. What does it say? Okay. Share my keynote. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure you guys can see that. Can somebody just type in the chat box? Let me know if you see my screen. Yes, perfect. Thank you, Susan. All right, I have like way too many things open here. Give me a second. Okay. Technology is so fun. All right, so thank you guys for being here. I will try to give you as much value as possible over the next hour. Like I said, I'm recording this, so if you need to leave early, no worries. I will be sending the replay out probably sometime this afternoon to anybody who signed up for it. Okay, so 3 simple ways to build your wellness brand on Instagram. That is what we're talking about today, all things Instagram. Okay, so this training is for you if you're tired of seeing all the Instagram accounts with thousands of followers. Maybe you're feeling completely overwhelmed, #overwhelmed, see what I did there, with what to post and how often. Maybe you feel like this lady on the right over there who's crying. You have no clue what to say, so you don't post anything, or you feel like you have to post all day long in order to get your profile seen, and you feel like getting new followers is like pulling teeth, and you're kind of at your wit's end. So does any of this sound familiar? What the heck are hashtags, and am I even using them correctly? How does everyone post such beautiful photos when I don't even know how to take photos, and I certainly can't afford a professional photographer? How in the world do all these people or all these accounts have thousands of followers when I cannot even reach 1,000? And it seems really hard to get new followers, and sometimes you'll get a new follower and then they'll unfollow you, and it's just really annoying keeping those numbers up. So what we're going to cover today, I'm going to try to give you guys a lot of info as much as I can in the next hour. You love Instagram? Yeah, so do I. That's why I'm doing this training. So hopefully you'll learn some new stuff and, really improve your account. So what I'm going to teach you is why the number of followers doesn't really matter, even though I know everyone thinks it does, but what you should be focusing on instead when you're on Instagram and really all social media, how to create juicy content to attract fans who are your ideal clients. And the number one thing you need to be using to get visible and stand out on Instagram. And then I have some bonuses, of course, 3 ways to find your ideal clients. And that's going to be stuff that you really want to take some notes on. So I hope you guys have some paper, pen, whatever, to write stuff down. And feel free to take screenshots if that helps you too. Okay, just a little disclaimer. I am not an Instagram expert, even though some people tell me I am, which is just funny. I'm just somebody who is obsessed with Instagram. I spend way too much time on there, and I've been doing a ton of research about the platform. I read up on it. I watch webinars. I do courses. Like, I'm all about Instagram. And I'm not going to teach you today how to get 100,000 followers because I don't even have 100,000 followers. If I did know, and if I do find out, I will be sharing that with you. There are no quick fixes, but I've seen what's worked, and I have also seen what hasn't worked. And like you guys, I'm still learning every day. But my goal is to teach you valuable tips so you feel confident in your marketing and you start to see some growth. Okay, so a little bit about me. Some of you may know me, some of you don't. I'm Claudia Petrilli. I'm a multi-preneur, or a serial entrepreneur, if you will. I'm a health coach, I'm a content creator, and I'm a graphic designer. I worked in design and marketing for about 10 years, and I kind of hated it. I was always stressed out. I was a workaholic. I did not sleep well. Eventually, everything kind of came crashing down when I got into a pretty bad car accident. And during that time, my dad was dying of liver cirrhosis. And I also had my own health issues that I really struggled with. Eventually, that kind of brought me to going to school and getting my health coaching certificate because I wanted to not only heal myself, but learn how to help others improve their health. And then in January of 2015, I quit my corporate job completely. It was the scariest freaking thing I've ever did, but the best thing I ever did. I have never looked back. So I love being an entrepreneur. As a health coach, I offer group and one-on-one coaching, as well as DIY courses, and I have a membership site in the works. And as many of you know me from this business, I am also a content creator, course creator, and designer. And I just love to help other health coaches get their business off the ground faster because I know what a struggle it can be. I've been in this business for over 4 years now, and I have made probably every mistake in the book. So I want to help other coaches not do the same. So let me see. What do you say? I don't even have an Instagram account. Cindy, you gotta get one. Yes, I think you should get one. Thank you for that compliment. Okay, so what else? Let's move along. So why am I doing this training? So like I said, I've grown my account. I've had some pretty good success with Instagram over the last year and a half, and it happened really quickly. I have over 3,500 followers, which some people may not think is a lot, but to me it is, and I've really done a lot of work and put a lot of effort into getting those followers, and they're quality followers, which we're going to talk a little bit about in a bit. I've made some really amazing connections with people that I would have never connected with on any other platform. I've made some really good friends, people that I have then gone on to meet in real life. And, that's amazing to just make those types of connections. I've collaborated with different brands. A lot of brands have mentioned me on their stories or on their profiles, which of course brings more activity to my profile. I have grown my email list, and most importantly, I've acquired new clients and customers from using Instagram consistently. And on the right, I just have some photos of, those are some free products that I've received over time, which is awesome. I have a collaboration with Malk. I get free stuff from them. It's a really yummy dairy-free milk. If you guys haven't tried it, you totally should. I've gotten free stuff from Legit Bread Company, Nikki's Coconut Butter. I have a giveaway in the works with the company on the bottom. That's Wild Food Co's. They have amazing matcha. And then on the top right, that's the Positivity Charge. If you guys haven't heard of that, you should also look them up. They are a company. It's actually a chiropractor who has started this retreat. It's called the Positivity Charge Retreat, and they do them all over the states, in different areas of the United States. And it's like hundreds of people that go, and they're all ideal clients who just want to improve their life, who want to be more positive. I was invited to attend as a guest, completely free. The ticket was like over a couple of $100. There was a swag bag. I didn't have to pay a dime. I went completely free, and it was really awesome to connect with people there. And then there's a picture of me at a Beautycounter conference, because some of you may know, like I said, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm also a Beautycounter manager, and I use it a ton to promote my Beautycounter business, and that is where the majority of my customers come from, Instagram, okay? So it is my favorite platform, as you know, and I think that all wellness brands should be on there. It's definitely more creative, more visual, and it's a really good way for brands to stand out. The other thing is it has a ton of live videos. There's Instagram Live, there's Instagram Stories, Instagram or IGTV, which is really new. As you know, live video is a really good marketing tool, and it's pretty much the #1 marketing tool right now. And it's favored by all the social media platforms, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, but we're going to be talking about Instagram today. And then the other thing is, a lot of coaches over the last year or so have been just reaching out to me, asking me how I do this, how I do that, really how to grow their business on Instagram. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do a training. All right, so before we get into it, I just want to kind of give you some stats about Instagram that I think are going to pretty much blow your mind. As of September 2017, there was an estimated 800 million users on Instagram. That's bananas. There are 15 million businesses on there as of last July. In the last year, I'm sure it has grown exponentially. Instagram generates up to 1.2 billion likes per day and 1,000 comments per second from real people, actual people. A large range of those users are between the ages of 18 to 44. This is a big one. If you can type in the chat box, do you have a target market or your ideal clients? Are they within the ages of 18 to 44? Yes or no? Let me see in the chat box. No, you don't have anybody. Cindy, you're not helping me prove my point. The point is, if you have people, cool. Yeah, trying. If you have people between the ages of 18 to 44, That's amazing. I know I do. I have people in their, 20s, 30s, 40s, and these people are on Instagram. A lot of people think that, it's only for young people. Okay, Corinne, if your target market is 50 plus, I guarantee you're still going to find people that are using Instagram. If not, Facebook is also a really good place. It really depends, and you have to really ask your clients, like, where are they hanging out? You definitely want to ask them. Yeah, Megan, based on client history. Yeah, sometimes like you don't even realize who your ideal clients are until they start purchasing from you. And then you kind of find out who these people are, what their age group is, and where they hang out. Let me just get some water, sorry. Okay, so then the other thing is 80% of users are following a business on Instagram. I read somewhere, and I forgot to source it, but I read that more people are on Facebook to connect with family and friends, whereas a lot of people are going on Instagram to follow brands. So what does that mean? They're following brands because they want to buy from them. So it is a good place to be. Yeah, you got a lot of engagement on Instagram, 0 from Facebook. Yeah, I can see that. A lot of people complain that they're not getting engagement from Facebook, but this brings me to my next thing. Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion in 2012. Which, is just very telling on the growth of Instagram. However, because Facebook bought Instagram, you're going to start seeing some of the same behaviors, some of the same things with the algorithm happening in Instagram. I've personally seen it. I had some major growth, and then it slowed down a little bit on Instagram because of the algorithm. But there are some ways around it. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Let me just look at the questions. Followers increase on your IG. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try to come back and answer questions, but I don't want to get too distracted because I want to give you guys the content. Okay. So obviously I am always transparent for those of you who know me. I do have a special offer for you that I'm going to announce at the end of the training, but let's get moving. So get your pen and paper out. Hopefully you guys can write some notes down. Okay. So the one thing I want to talk about is, do you really need tons of followers? You probably have seen all the accounts who have hundreds of thousands of followers. Some of them are, some of them have 10,000, 125,000 and more. Here's the thing. Some of those followers are real people for sure, but some of them are not. Some of them are paid for. Some of them are just fake accounts. So, you really, when you look at somebody who has, thousands and thousands of followers, don't just assume that they are all quality followers, that they're ideal clients, or that they're people who would actually buy from them. If you look really closely at industry leaders, I personally follow a ton of people in the wellness industry, mostly for inspiration and just to see what they're doing. But if you look at them, you can look at their followers, you'll see that many of them are in the same industry. So those people are not necessarily buying from them. So yes, it maybe is like a popularity thing, and they have if they have a ton of followers, and that's exciting to, be popular, but this is not really a popularity contest, guys. It's really about getting quality followers who will turn into fans, who will eventually turn into customers or clients. And like I said earlier, because of the algorithm, a lot of followers don't even see all of your posts. So you shouldn't really worry about that number so much. Because if you have 100,000 people, they're not all going to see your posts. It really doesn't matter. What you want to be doing, though, is focusing on nurturing your current followers. So again, they become fans and they tell their friends about you. I can't tell you how many referrals I've had from people. I remember connecting with somebody about a year ago. I went to a local, I think it was an olive oil shop in a town nearby, and we started following each other on Instagram, and they've been following me for a while. And recently I launched a group program, and this person who followed me, this olive oil shop, they kept tagging a family member in my post anytime I posted about my program. They were trying to get this person to do my program, and it turns out this woman was my perfect ideal client. She bought my program, she's in my program, and now she's going to be in my membership group. So I'm just telling you, that's an example of, you never know the kind of people that you connect with, how that's going to connect you to your ideal clients. So, just be open-minded on Instagram and really all social media platforms. Most of my followers are in the same industry, not potential clients. Okay, we're going to talk about that. It could be the hashtags that you're using. I'm going to get into that later. Okay, so just to prove my point, I went ahead and looked up some successful business owners, and I want to show you just how many followers they have. You guys probably know her, Lori Kennedy. I'm a big fan of hers. She owns the Wellness Business Hub. She is a self-made millionaire, okay? And she has 5,000 followers on Instagram. And yes, of course, she's got a lot of followers on Facebook, and she has other platforms, but the point is, she's on Instagram and she's been growing on there, sharing a lot. You guys should totally follow other industry experts to see what they're doing. Another one is this guy. He's a chiropractor out in California, very well known. He's got an amazing feed, really great content, not that many followers. Dr. Tina Moore, she's another one who's successful. Fresh Pressed Juice, this is a local juice company in my town. They have multiple locations. They are kicking ass. I know this for a fact. They have 3,000 followers. That's not that much, guys. And it's not that hard to get there. I'm going to give you some of my best tips to do it. What's your Insta? Yeah, it should come up under my name. Although, here, I'll type it in here. It's at Health Coach Claudia. Okay. Let's keep moving. So here are some other ones just to give you an idea. Rebecca Tracy, she's over at the Uncaged Life. I know for a fact that she is making 6 figures in her business. She's got under 3,000 followers, okay? All these people are doing really well. I put Maria Claps on there. I don't think she's on here today, but she's another health coach, functional health coach, kicking ass. She's got, a decent amount of followers. She's not in the thousands and thousands, okay? I just wanted to give you guys or shed some light on this, that you can be successful and not have 100,000 followers on any of your social media platforms. Okay, so like I said, what you want to be focusing on instead of those numbers is your content. What you put out there is so important. And I'm talking about the words that you use as well as the photos. So we're going to cover both of those. When it comes to content, or if you want to build, let me start with this. If you want to have a successful online business, not an offline or local business, you absolutely have to take time to create quality content. I cannot stress this enough. I see a lot of people just kind of throwing shit out there. Sorry for my foul language. That's how I am. They're just throwing stuff out there that's not proofread. It's not edited. You could tell they're not taking the time to write nice content. And I'm not saying that you have to be a professional writer. You don't need to have, copywriting background. Listen, I'm an art and design major. That's what I went to college for. Through experience over the years, I've practiced and really perfected my writing. I read what other people write. It really takes practice, but the more you put yourself out there, the more you do it, the better you're going to get. Sometimes you have trouble with that. With what, Randy? Writing? Okay, so what you want to do is you want to, like I said, take the time to create quality content. And then when you're writing out your posts, you want to really have a variation. So you want some short posts, some long posts, and questions are really good to put like at the end of your post or at the beginning, because that's going to get engagement. Quality content. Yeah, okay, we'll talk a little bit more about that. So questions are really good because you want people to answer. Anything that's going to get them to engage or interact with your account should be your goal. And you don't have to do this with every single post, but what you should be doing is giving either some sort of call to action or something for them to do. You want to give them an action step. Okay, so while we're on that topic, I do want to talk a little bit about posting and how often. I've seen a mix of things. Some people will post one day and then they won't post for another week or two. You never see them. They drop off the face of the earth. And then there are other people who may post 3, 4, 5 times a day, but they're not getting the traction they want. They're not getting the following. Here's why. When you post something, it sometimes takes a day, sometimes even more, for that post to get traction. So if you are posting something and then like an hour or two later, you're posting something else, and then another few hours, you're posting something else, you're literally pushing that post down and you're not able to get traction. Sometimes less is more. So if you're somebody who maybe has been posting 3-4 times a day and you feel like you're not getting a great following or great engagement, take a step back, less is more, and try to post once a day or even less. You could do every other day. I've tried it all. I actually do well when it's every other day because I will notice that if I post something that has really good content, if there's an action step or something like a question at the end of it, and I just let it go, 1, 2, 3 days after, I'm still getting likes and comments on those posts. So it's definitely something that you want to experiment with. Okay, so these are the types of content that you want to share with your audience. Number 1, your story and the struggles that you've overcame and how you can help them. And when I talk about your story, this is so important when it comes to your brand, your overall message. Whatever you have struggled with, if you don't, let's just go back a second. If you don't have a niche or a specific target market, you don't have to necessarily have one when you're starting. And I know sometimes it's really hard to pick that. However, your story is technically your niche. Like if you have struggled with, I don't know, excess weight, maybe you struggled with anxiety or depression or infertility, whatever it is, when you share those things, you're going to connect with people. And I know that sometimes sharing that stuff seems like it's so personal, but people will buy from people that they know, that they like, that they trust. You guys have heard this, the know, like, trust factor. If people are getting to know you, they're seeing your vulnerable side, and they will connect with you. They will absolutely connect with you. And I've seen this. I'm proof of this because the more that I share about my personal life or my personal struggles, the more people interact with me, and they start to trust me, and they're attracted to me. So they buy, or they join my group, or they get on my mailing list, whatever. You want them to take some sort of action to start working with you, whatever step that is for them. I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Yeah. Okay. So then, of course, you also want to be posting how you can help them. I'm going to talk a little bit about some mistakes that I see people making in a bit. But, whenever you create some sort of content on social media, you want to think about, how is this helping the end user? How is this helping the other person? Is it educating them? Is it entertaining them? Is it informing them? If it's just a picture of your dog and there's nothing that's really relevant to it, that's nice to post a picture of your dog, and people love to see photos of your dog, but I know I do, and some of you guys know I'm obsessed with my dog. However, how is that relevant to you, to your business, to the content that you're creating? And I'll give you an example of that in a little bit. Okay, so that's something. And then, of course, you want to be focused. You want to create content that's relevant to your business. And obviously, we're all in the health and wellness space. So what are we teaching people? How to improve their lives through the food that they're eating. You want to share your meals, recipes, workouts, if it's applicable to you, if you're like a fitness coach or something. You want to give tangible things, like quick tips that your audience can implement right away. I also see a lot of people who will, audio is really bad. Do you guys hear me? Audio's fine. Okay, cool. Maybe it's internet connection. I don't know. Great. Okay, so what was I saying? 3 to 5 tips your audience can implement right away. Okay, another mistake is that I see people is, and I'll get into this again later, but industry speak. A lot of us, listen, we're smart. You guys are smart cookies. I know it. Some of you guys are really freaking smart. You know your shit when it comes to health and wellness, but you don't have to necessarily spew that all in your posts, okay? The end user, you have to think about them. When they're reading something, are they going to understand what you're talking about? Try to write in layman's terms, or how you speak on a normal basis. Like, how do you speak to your friends? How do you speak to your partner, your family? That's how you should be writing your content. You want it to be authentic and understandable, or relatable, I guess is what I should be saying. Okay, another thing is how-to videos or tutorials. This is really good if you're somebody who does a lot of videos, maybe on YouTube, or if you're on Instagram stories, or you do, Instagram live. You can share a little like snippet onto your Instagram feed. And then you can, of course, give them a call to action and say, you know, if you want to watch the rest of this video, check out the link in my profile, or check out my YouTube channel, or whatever, wherever it is that you have the full video. Another really awesome thing to do, and I know I need to do this better, is sharing client testimonials. Most of you have had at least 1, 2, you know, whatever it is, clients. And if maybe it was just family members or friends that you've helped, even if they were not paid clients, whatever they tell you that you have done to improve their life in any way, write that shit down so you don't forget it. Write it down. I keep a tab. I have like notes all over the place of stuff that clients have said to me. Like, I lost 10 pounds. I'm not bloated anymore. I have more energy, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is that you have helped somebody improve, write it down, and then you can create a really nice graphic with, you know, 1 or 2 sentences of that client's testimonial and post that on Instagram, post it on Facebook. People need to see social proof. They want to see that you've helped somebody else so that they can trust you more and that they'll be more likely to work with you or want to hire you. All right, inspirational and motivational quotes. People love this. You guys know this. Like, if you know, think of your own behavior when you're on Instagram or on Facebook. You're probably always liking all of these inspirational, motivational quotes, right? About bosses or improving your life or, you know, setting boundaries. People love that. So post those. You know, even if you do once or twice a week, that's totally fine. You're going to get more engagement. You know, another thing is, of course, a teaser to a blog post or something that you have on your website. This is something that I love to do. Repurpose content. You do not have to constantly reinvent the wheel. That's, I think, where people get stuck because they feel like they have to write all this content. And yes, I do write a lot of content, but I really love and enjoy doing that. If you're somebody who doesn't really enjoy writing content, no worries. If you write like 1 blog post, you can break it up, okay? Whatever it is, you know, if there's like, get like a little snippet of it, post that on Instagram, and then say, hey, if you want to read this full blog post, click the link on my profile. You want to always be thinking about driving traffic to your site. Because why? When people go to your site, they're going to sign up for your opt-in. They're going to get to know you. They're going to maybe join your group. You know, you want to have a place for them to go so that they can work with you further. Okay, any questions at this point? Link to my website. Yeah, Cindy. I'm going to talk. I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about that. But yeah, in Instagram, if you go to your profile, if you're not on it, I highly suggest that you create an account. But yes, they give you 1 link, and that link should link to like a freebie, a webinar, something that you're promoting. The other thing is, even though there's 1 link, now there's also other options. You can use outside platforms to have multiple links. There's something called Campsite. I'm going to type it in here so you guys know, or you can look it up. Campsite.bio. What's the other one? Link. What is it? I think it's Linktree. There's like a weird dot in there. But anyway, those 2 are free platforms that you can put multiple links, and then they give you just 1 link that you can just plug into your profile. So you can check those out. Can you target to local people? Yeah, by tagging locations. I'm going to talk about hashtags in a little bit. Okay, so let's move along to content. So how are you creating this juicy content? You want to be using their language, meaning the language of your ideal clients. And we talked about this a little bit in the last slide. You know, you want to be able, you have to listen to them. That's my point. Listen to what your ideal client is saying. When they come to you, when you get on free calls, what do they say to you? Do they say, I really want to heal my gut? Probably not. They're probably saying, I'm really freaking bloated. I have diarrhea every day. How do I fix this? So you want to take that language and put it in your posts. Do you always update the link in your profile to your latest blog post? I personally have a link to a page on my website that has a ton of different posts. So yes, I'll go in there like probably once a week to update whatever my latest blog post is, or if there's anything else going on. But for the most part, most of the links in there, I keep them like that for a while. Okay, so your photos and your words need to be really well thought out, and you have to be providing value to your ideal client. You want to try to solve a problem, like I said earlier. You want to be vulnerable, you want to be relatable. When people see that you're not perfect, that is relatable to them, so they will be more likely to trust you and then eventually buy from you. So an example of that is maybe you're a young mom, and you are struggling with sleep, or you're balancing, being a mom, owning a business, and getting your kids to school on time and making lunches and blah, 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 blah. Share that, because there's so many women struggling with that nowadays. That's going to make a really great connection with those people. And hopefully those people are your ideal clients. What's difficult for you to understand, Cindy? Type that so I can answer your question. Okay, and like I said earlier, provide a call to action. What is the next step that this person should take? So for instance, if you are talking about the fact that, man, my kid has been, my baby was born a year ago and she's still not sleeping, and that makes me not sleep as well. However, I have found, 5 ways to improve my sleep. Here's what they are, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end of it, you could say something like, if you want even more awesome tips to help you get a better night's sleep, grab my free sleep guide, or whatever you call it. Click the link in my bio to grab that today, or something like that. That was a terrible example, but I hope that you guys are getting the idea. How to keep up on those links that you're referring. Okay, yes, Cindy. Well, if you're just using the one link, yeah, you can change that link anytime. You can do it every day. You can do it once a week. You don't have to necessarily have a call to action in every single post, but you should be doing it at least once or twice a week, because you want them to take a next step. What is the point of posting all this stuff on social media if you're not telling them to take a next step with you? You understand what I'm saying? And I think that's where a lot of coaches struggle. It's like they're posting all this stuff, and then it's like, well, why am I not getting clients? Or why am I not getting, people on my email list? Are you telling them to do that? People need to be told things when it comes to social media. They have zero attention span. They're constantly scrolling. So you've got to give them a call to action. Contests and giveaways are still a good idea. Yep. Yeah, giveaways are for sure, especially on Instagram, because you could collaborate with other brands. For you, it's a good way to get visible. I have found that, when you do giveaways and tell them to sign up for your email list, that's not always a good one. I've got more traction when I was just giving them a very simple action step, like this post, tag a friend, blah, blah, blah. All right. I'm going to go back to some of these because I'm going to keep going off on a tangent, but I will answer your questions. All right. So now let's talk about photos. Randy, you did ask a question. Do you feel pictures are worth more than content? Now, I think both of them are equally important. But photos obviously are the first thing that people see when they're scrolling on Instagram or Facebook. People are very visual. So please, if you learn nothing from this training, take time to make your photos better. Just improve them. And you do not have to be a professional photographer. You do not need a fancy camera. I use my phone. Okay. I use my iPhone. If you have an Android, whatever phone you have, you can use that. They all have a camera app, I think, nowadays. Yeah. So I'm just giving you an example here on the slide of 2 photos that I took. The one on the left, it's the same subject, right? The subject matter is this beautiful aloe plant. That is my pet aloe plant. His name is Al. Many of you may know that if you follow me on Instagram. On the left-hand side, Al is not looking so good because of the composition, right? It's dark. One, we have, I have the light behind him. That is the worst place to have the light when you're taking a photo of something. You don't want the light behind the subject. The other thing is I have a messy couch. You see my air conditioner. It's just a mess, that photo, okay? It's dark. You don't see the details of the aloe plant. On the right, obviously that's a better photo. What I did was, it's the same exact room. All I did was put the plant in front of a wall when the window was behind me. So the sunshine, the natural light was facing the subject. Okay, you always want to have the natural light facing the subject. And you don't need to have a blank background, of course, but you want to make sure that the light is hitting it in the right way. And then, of course, I edited this photo a little bit to brighten it up. That's all I did. I really didn't do much with it. And in order to do that, I used the free app called A Color Story. That's my personal favorite app to use. There are so many photo editing apps, it's ridiculous. And so many of them are for free. And of course, on your phone itself, there's a way to edit your photos. So you don't even need an app. But I do find that some of these apps give you some more options. So that's a really cool app if you want to look that up. It's called A Color Story. So you get the idea, right? That, you can see what's wrong with the photo on the left versus the one on the right. You want to make sure that you have good composition. You don't have a lot of clutter in the background. You have natural light. And the other thing is daytime. Daytime photos make the best photos. It's really hard to get a good photo at night unless you're using like a ring light or, something like a blue light. What about a ring light? Yeah, ring lights are awesome. I have a ring light. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't even know if I'm on screen anymore, but my face is probably kind of bright because I have a ring light attached to my computer, my desktop. But you can get little ones that you attach to your phone as well. You can just grab those on Amazon. They're like $10. All right, moving along. Any other questions about photos? Okay, so I'm just going to move into some photo examples. So, these are a few people I follow. These are people in the wellness industry. You probably have heard of them. Paleo Chef, Diane Sanfilippo, I'm a big fan of hers. Party in My Plants, she's a really funny health coach. Look at their photos. The one on the right is a gorgeous smoothie photo. She took that with her phone, I'm sure. I don't know that for a fact, but you could tell it's not like a super professional photo, but it's very interesting because of the angle of the photo. She's shooting it from above versus straight on. Okay. It's the smoothie is dripping out of it. It looks really yummy, right? So you want to just make it as attractive as possible. Then in the middle, there's a photo of a behind the scenes, or an office space. People like to see behind the scenes. So don't feel like, you always have to have a beautiful office or a beautiful kitchen. There's nothing wrong with taking photos. Just brighten them up a little bit to make them look a little bit better. And then the one on the left is a photo of food. And I think she was promoting like a protein bar or something. And then she's got her little doggy in the photo. This is actually not a bad example of posting a photo with your dog. Why? Because yes, the dog is in there, so it makes her more personable and relatable, but she's focusing more on the food. And, she was doing some sort of collaboration with a brand, or she was talking about protein or whatever. She was offering some value in that post. So anyway, some things that you should be posting obviously are food shots, your favorite products that you're using. Maybe you have some new workout gear that you want to share. Maybe you're traveling and you want to show the kind of lifestyle that you're living. Like I said, behind the scenes, your office, your kitchen, personal photos, like I just said, you can do your pets, your children. Make sure that it's relevant to your content though. There's a lot of people who I see, they'll post photos of their, like their kids' first day of school. That's great. However, the content that you're writing, you really need to make it relevant to the photo. If you're posting a photo of your kid's first day of school, what is relevant to your reader? Maybe it's, man, I love spending time with my kids, but when they go back to school, it's when I get to do all my self-care. And then you can give some self-care tips. I don't know. I don't have kids, but you mamas know what that's like. Okay, I hope you get the idea. Yeah, or just back to school. Like, kids are going back to school. It's that time of year. Maybe you want to start getting back on track. Here are 5 tips to, prepare meals or something like that for your kiddos. Whatever. And then selfies. I know a lot of people hate selfies, but I will tell you this. This is a fact. Photos that have faces on them get 38% more likes. That is a really big difference. 38% more likes. So do that in moderation. Maybe every 4 or 5 posts, you do a picture of yourself. Maybe it's a story about yourself. Maybe it's a struggle that you had. If you sell makeup like I do Beauty Counter. it's posting a picture of your makeup, whatever. So now the next thing I want to talk about is the top 9. So as you can see on the bottom right, I have 9 photos. This is of my feed. Like I literally just snapped this morning. This is my latest feed. These are not the best photos. I probably should have went earlier on to see some other ones, but this just gives you an idea. If you are somebody, like put yourself in somebody else's shoes, like a new follower. Maybe somebody has stumbled upon your profile somehow. They're going to go to your profile, or maybe they stumbled upon a post. They're going to click on your profile, and that is the first thing they're going to see. Like obviously they're going to see your description up top, but they're going to scroll down and see 6 or 9 photos. You want to make sure that those photos represent you and what you are going to be sharing in your profile. So obviously from looking at this, you know I'm all about food. I'm all about the smoothies. I love my Spindrift, and I'm all about motivational quotes. Okay? This is changing everything, I think. Okay, no problem, Cindy. There's going to be a recording sent out so you can finish it later. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like taking selfies, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a selfie. It could just be a photo of you. Show your face. People don't connect with people when they can't see their face. That's just how it is. And I know this from even website design. I see so many people's websites. They come to me when they want to redo their websites, and they don't have one photo of them on their website. How do you expect people to connect with you if they cannot see your face, if they don't get to see who you are, who this person is behind all these posts? There are so many people on social media nowadays. If they can't connect with you, they're just going to connect with somebody else. That's the truth of it. So don't be afraid to take selfies, or just post nice photos of yourself. Have your husband or your partner or somebody take a photo of you. Can followers be easily migrated from Facebook to Instagram? I don't know if easily. I don't know that I would say easily, because it's a different crowd. Like there's certain people who are only on Facebook, and then there's certain people who are only on Insta. Some people are on both. I've had people actually come from Instagram to Facebook. I've had people from Instagram join my group on Facebook. I actually think I get a better traction on Instagram and then bring those people to Facebook. But that's just what's worked for me. I don't know. It may be different for you. Okay. So I think I covered everything here. All right. So then the other thing is, what is the number one thing that you need to stand out and get visible on Instagram? And it's Instagram stories. If you guys follow me, you know I'm a huge fan of Instagram stories. Sometimes I overshare. I am aware of that, but it's better than undersharing. You guys need to share your life. You want to document your life. And I know that may seem uncomfortable. It may seem like a reality show, but the truth of the matter is people love to see what you're up to. They want to see your day-to-day. They want to see that you're authentic. They want to know that you have struggles. They want to see you without makeup. I'm on there all day without any makeup. Today's the first day in about 5 days that I put makeup on, guys. What selfie editing apps would you recommend? Like I said, Color Story is a really good one for all photos. I love that one. And there's a ton of others. Okay, so Instagram stories. There are more than 300 million people using it every single day. That's a huge number. So you got to get on there. It's a really nice way to build that know, like, trust factor, because people are getting to connect with you. You don't have to do these professional pre-recorded videos. You could just get on. They're 15-second clips. You could just share as little as you want or as much as you want. It could be scary without makeup. Listen, I go on there without makeup all the time. I don't care. People don't care. People want to hear what you're saying. They want value from you. They want to learn from you. Sometimes I use filters, but sometimes I don't. And I feel bad for people watching, but I don't really care. I need help when it comes to what the hell to talk about on IG stories. All right, what you talk about on IG stories. All right, guys. Oh my God. You could talk about anything. Talk about your day. Talk about what you have for breakfast, the meal that you're making for dinner. Maybe you're prepping meals for your kids. Share that. Maybe you started a new exercise regimen. Share that. If you are using weights or a kettlebell, share that. I mean, if you are authentic, if you are living let me say this. If you practice what you preach, which I hope you guys are, whether you're a nutritionist, whether you're a fitness coach or a health coach, I would hope that you're practicing what you preach every single day, right? You get up, maybe you meditate, maybe you go for a walk, maybe you are using a non-toxic lotion. I don't know. You guys know your life. You know what you do on a daily basis. You may think that what you do every day is not important or it's boring, but people love it. People want to know what you do. People love personal stuff. And I know sometimes that's uncomfortable, but I'm telling you, if I post a photo of me and my boyfriend, or if I talk about something that annoys me that he does, or, whatever, like recently I talked about setting boundaries in relationships, and I gave an example of something that he and I struggle with. I got more messages on that because people are like, oh, wow, thanks for sharing that. Or, oh my gosh, that really helped me. I'm going to talk to my husband about X, Y, Z. I'm telling you, the more you share your personal struggles, the more people will connect with you. Is there a limit on stories, Randy? There's not really a limit, but if you look closely on the top one, see how at the very top, there's like those little lines. It's like little hyphens. And then if you look on the bottom one, there's less hyphens. That's the amount of clips that you have. The one on the top, she shares like crazy, but she's got like 300,000 followers. People love her. So obviously oversharing is not hurting her. It's really up to you how much you want to share, but I recommend at least doing 5 clips a day. So you'll have like 5 of those little lines at the top of your story. I noticed I did a live and it did not go in my story. What do you mean by that? Your lives wouldn't automatically go in your story. An Instagram live is separate from a story. Like you can get to the live screen from your story, but it wouldn't go right into your story. People would then go to your profile and they would click on your little profile photo, and then the option would be to either view your story or your live. Yeah. Okay, so what else did I want to say about that? Okay, so here we go. Some things that you can do on Instagram stories. You can give a sneak peek into your coaching programs. Maybe you are promoting something. Maybe, Tara, I know you have a kick-ass membership group right now. Maybe you can show a clip, just scroll on your desktop, like, hey guys, this is what's going on in my membership group today. I know maybe there's like some privacy issues, so maybe you don't want to necessarily show that, but maybe you can do a screenshot and just, use like the, they have different tools. You can just like cross out somebody's name. You can say things like, hey, this week in my membership group, I am sharing this gut healing guide. If you want in on it, just send me a direct message and I'll let you know when I'm opening the doors again. Always think about promoting what's going on in your business, but in a genuine and authentic way that's really just giving them value and sharing. And then you're like, oh, by the way, I have a membership group, or by the way, I have a 10-day cleanse on my site. That's always like kind of the afterthought because you want to be providing value first. Give, and then take. I hope that makes sense. Like you're giving, and then you're taking a little. So you want to the majority is always giving value, giving them something that's going to help them, solving their problem, and then saying, hey, listen, if you want to take this further, check out my group, check out this guide, check out my membership site, whatever. Do you recommend having a business page on Facebook? Oh yeah, totally. But I mean that you have to actually in order to link from Instagram to Facebook, I believe. And also to run ads on Instagram, you need to have a Facebook business page. Because like I said, Facebook bought out Instagram and your ads actually come from Facebook. So even if you create an ad on Instagram, it has to go through Facebook's people to get approved. So yeah, you do need a Facebook business page, hands down. Even if you don't get a lot of people on it, just create one. You need it for ads and things like that. You can look at insights. You can see the activity when people are on, how many likes or how much engagement certain posts have got, so that you know to post more of the same content. Okay, ask questions and poll your audience. That's the other thing. As you can see on the top example, Against All Grain, you guys should check her out. She's an author, she's a blogger. She's asking a question. This is an amazing new feature that Instagram has started. you can tell people like, hey, ask me any questions, or, you know, what is your favorite type of content that you want to see on here? And people can literally type it and send you that message. It is an amazing way to interact with your followers. There is something to be said about direct messaging. When you're able to just chat with people like that, they feel safe because they're not necessarily posting on your public profile, but if they're sending you a private direct message, they're going to be more vulnerable with you. That's an amazing value. So, and it's free, guys. This is all free. You don't need to pay for any of this. Okay. And then the other thing is tagging brands and locations. When you tag brands, like if you can see on the bottom, Robin Euclid, I think that's her name. She's another health coach. She went to IIN. She's kicking ass. She's an author. She, as you can see on the bottom, she's doing this workout and she tagged the brand. It's called LEK Fit or Lek Fit, something like that. She tags them. What that does is that gets the brand on, you know, looking at your profile. Sometimes, and this has happened to me multiple times, when I tag brands, they will share my story or post on their story or on their profile. And then they tag me, which is amazing because then I get more activity to my feed and I get more followers. So take advantage of tagging brands and locations. When you tag a location, so say you go to a smoothie place or, you know, you go and get your cold brew coffee or something. If you use a location tag, and there's a way to do this on stories, you will get 3 to 4 times more views on that clip. Hands down. Try it. Okay, so then direct messaging. You want to, like I said, I already actually covered this, direct messaging. With direct messaging, if people reach out to you, you can invite them to do a free call. You can invite them to join your Facebook group. You can send them an actual link in the messaging. Okay, so this is the other part I wanted to share before I talk about my special offer. So how to find ideal clients. I'm going to try to wrap it up. I know it's getting close to 1 o'clock. Use hashtags. This is so important, guys. And you want to be using what your ideal client would search for, not industry speak. I talked about this a little bit earlier. I see a lot of people making this mistake. If you post something and then at the end of it, you write hashtag balanced hormones, hashtag gut health, hashtag autoimmune disorder, hashtag methylfolate. These are not words that your ideal client are searching for. Does that make sense? You have to put yourself in their shoes. If you're somebody who is struggling with migraines or anxiety or weight or depression or infertility, what would you search for if you're looking for a health coach or tips on that? You're searching for things like hashtag weight loss tips, hashtag recipes for weight loss, hashtag green smoothie recipes, hashtag tips for depression. Simple. Think in layman's terms, what your ideal client is searching for. And this is stuff that they would search for even on Google. You know, when you think about yourself, when you know, we all have struggles. I have struggles. I have cellulite. I freaking hate it. I do my best to get rid of it. But I am that person who is on Google sometimes, how to get rid of cellulite. It's so simple, right? So what would your ideal client search for? Hashtag cellulite tips. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. Like, make it simple, guys. Think simple. Tara, in my defense, methylfolate tag. People searching for MTHFR are searching for methylfolate. Yes. Okay. Well, you're maybe on a different level, and you're also like really skilled in MTHFR, and you're also maybe dealing with people who, clients who maybe are a little more knowledgeable or educated. You know, so maybe they know what that is. But I know for myself, the type of clients that I'm working with, a lot of them are stay-at-home moms. You know, they don't know what the hell methylfolate is. Like when I mention MTHFR, their eyes go crossed. So that's not something that I personally would use. But you, I know like you specialize in that and you talk about it a lot. So people are going to expect that of you, and that's okay. But you want to mix it up with stuff that they would type for, you know, what are things that if you have MTHFR, what are things that they may be struggling with? Maybe they're struggling with anxiety. Maybe they can't detox properly. So think about like, you know, detox tips, detox plans, stuff like that. You were just teasing me. It's okay. But yeah, but it's just something that I see with like a lot of, and not even with hashtags. I see it even like on Facebook when, a lot of coaches, like they write this stuff out and it sounds really intelligent and it's really great. But sometimes your ideal clients, like their eyes may glaze over. Like you want to give them simple, actionable tips. And I'm not saying that you always have to do that or that you have to dumb yourself down by any means, but just put yourself in their shoes. I hope that makes sense. Okay, and then the other thing is in terms of hashtags, you're allowed to use up to 30 of them, and you should be using them, especially if you're just starting out. You want to use as many hashtags as possible because it's just going to get more eyeballs on your profile. You don't have to use all 30 all the time, but you're allowed to, so why not use them? And a good rule of thumb is if you don't want to do 30, I would do like around at least like 15. Really, like you can do that. And of course there's different schools of thought on that, but you gotta experiment and see what works for you. Okay, the other tip is engage. Look for your ideal clients and comment, like, and message them. Of course, don't annoy the hell out of them. However, if you see somebody who looks like they may be an ideal client of yours, maybe it's somebody from, maybe it's on another profile. Maybe you saw somebody make a comment and she looks like somebody who might be a great client for you or a follower. Click on their profile, look at their photos, comment on them. They have really cute kids. Comment, your kids are cute. And I know that sounds creepy, but don't overdo it. Don't be a weirdo. Like their posts. If they posted like a picture of food, you could say that looks delicious, whatever, and the more you do that, the more they're going to see you, and then they're going to check out your profile. And if you're posting good quality content, they're going to follow you. The other thing is look at competitors' followers. So now, like I mentioned, Diane Sanfilippo, for instance, she is my competitor. Of course, she's well ahead of the game that I am, but she's somebody who talks to people in their 30s and their 40s. They want to get off sugar. They're trying to maybe lose some weight. That's more or less my target audience. So I look at her followers a lot, and I click on them, and I, comment on their photos and things, and I get a lot of her followers coming to me because I do that. Yeah. So, and the other thing is, not only do you want to be stalking their followers, but you want to be commenting on their posts. So what I mean by that is somebody like Diane Sanfilippo or Paleo OMG or whoever it is that you like, a doctor, a nutritionist, whatever. Comment on their posts, because what's going to happen is their followers are going to see you and they're going to follow you. And that is hands down my number one way that I get followers. I comment, I engage on my competitors' posts. And you may be thinking, oh my God, you're stealing their followers, but no, there's enough people to go around for everybody. And what I offer may be different what from somebody else offers, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, creep on their followers, okay? And then comment, tag friends, on other industry experts. Same thing. You want to comment on them. You don't want to be using emojis all the time. You want to use actual words. You want to be genuine because you don't want to come off as a spammer. You just want to say like, hey, this post really spoke to me. I love that you shared this. Thank you so much. Got to try that recipe. Blah, blah, blah. Don't feel like you're giving them more traction. Yeah, you might be, but you're also getting traction for yourself. Like their followers are going to see you and they're going to follow you. Guarantee it. Okay, I can't really guarantee, but I'm telling you, like I'm like 90% sure it's going to happen for you because it's been working for me. And then the other thing is I want you to do this 15 minutes a day. That's not a lot of time. You can find a place, I don't know, maybe when you're on the toilet, to go on Instagram for 15 minutes a day and engage with ideal clients, your competitors' followers, your competitors, okay? Can you do that? Yes or no? Let me see it in the chat box. Did you guys fall asleep? Am I rambling? All right. Yeah, you can do it. All right. And then the other thing is you want to consistently share value. You want to solve the problem that your ideal clients have. You don't want to just post and run. You want to post, if possible, at least once a day, if not every other day. Your followers want to hear from you. They follow you for a reason. They're there voluntarily. You're not, hello? Oop, I don't know what happened. You're not making these people follow you. They're following you voluntarily. So give the people what they want. They want to see good content. They want value from you. So be present, be consistent, and share value. Like I said, try to post every day. If not, try to do it every other day. Always think quality versus quantity. Don't feel like you have to post 5 times a day if they're not going to be really good posts, if they're not going to be really good content. If you do once a day and it's a really great post, do that. And then when it comes to stories, I gotta say, you gotta really try to do it daily. Videos just get more views. You want more eyeballs on you. And the other thing is when you're in stories, you can use hashtags and you can like shrink them really tiny so that people don't see them. Somebody is like unmuted. I don't know how to mute everybody. I don't know what's going on. Somebody got unmuted. If you're muted, just try to mute. Only because there's background noise. I don't care that you're unmuted. But so, you know, when it comes to stories, you can tag people. You can, thanks, Tara. I don't know. Okay, I don't hear it now. You can tag, like I said, you can tag brands, you can tag location, and you can use hashtags. I believe you can put, I think it's 15 or maybe it's like 20 hashtags on a story. And you can write the hashtags and then you can use your fingers and shrink them down and you can like push them off to the side of the screen. That's a little trick, but that gets more views, even more views on your stories. All right, guys. So like I said, yeah, that is a really cool tip. You can shrink it really tiny, make it like a different color and nobody will see it. Or you can just move it off to the side of the screen, but it'll still be a hashtag on there. Okay, so what's next? I told you guys I had something for you. I would love to continue this training, but obviously it's 1 o'clock already. I know you guys got to go. I have to go. I would love to cover everything, but I can't. So I promised this offer. This is something I've been working hard on. This is my new course. This is specifically for health and wellness pros. Build your wellness brand on Instagram. This is my new baby. I've been working really hard on it. If you guys got good tips here, you'll be getting even more tips in this course. It is a 6-module course, completely DIY. Everything you need to know to stand out, to grow your following, and get customers on Instagram. This is what you get. You get 6 easy-to-digest, instant access modules. Each module covers a different topic, all relating to Instagram. Module 1 is how to create a standout profile, how to make it stand out so that you stand out from the crowd. I will help you with your username, your profile photo, your description, what to say to attract your ideal clients, how to add multiple links, how to link to other social media platforms, how to make sure your account is secure. Module 2, I'm getting tired. Module 2 is all about creating kick-ass content. How to create content so your ideal clients are attracted to you and they want more. I'm showing you how to use Buffer and Planoly, which are scheduling apps. So you don't have to do this every single day. You can pre-schedule your content. You're going to learn what types of content, what types of photos to post, how to use filters, how to set the tone of your brand, how to pre-schedule your content. Let me see if I can mute Jane. I'm not sure. Let me see. Oh yeah, here. Did that work? I don't know. Mute all. Okay, I think that worked. All right, module 3, what the hashtag? This is all about hashtags. So many hashtags. You should be using them. And basically, I give you all the tips that you need to know. Thanks, Tara. Thanks for joining. You're going to learn all the mistakes to avoid when using hashtags, where to put them, how to brainstorm the right hashtags for your ideal clients. I'm giving you over 50 hashtags that you can start using right away. Okay, module 4 is all about engagement. We talked a little bit about it, how to use it, how to really engage with people, how to use direct messaging, how to connect with other experts. Module 5 is collaborating, how to get free stuff, how to collaborate with brands, how to get your tags so that they tag you. Module 6, the biggest one, is all about Instagram stories, why your Instagram story is a way to your ideal client's heart. It includes 5 different video tutorials. I show you everything how to use Instagram stories, how to use filters, how to make yourself look good when you're on stories, how to add locations, how to tag people, how to use hashtags. You get an in-depth tutorials on how to use Instagram stories. And then of course, I wanted to include bonuses. I know a lot of people struggle with photos, how to take really nice photos. So I have created a photo handbook, the Wellness Pros Photo Handbook, how to take better photos and look like a pro just from using your phone. You do not need a fancy camera. Bonus number 2 is WordSwag tutorial. WordSwag is a free app that's amazing. You can make all these, types of graphics. Like I make these, these motivational and inspirational quotes. I did this thing for a smoothie. I'm going to teach you how to make how to make all those types of graphics in a tutorial. And it's super easy. You don't need any design skills and it's free. The third bonus is you get 20 beautiful health and wellness photos. As you can see right here, that's just some of them. These are all perfectly proportioned for Instagram, so you literally can just post them. You don't have to worry about editing them for color or anything. I've edited them so they're nice and bright, they're crisp, they're clear, they're the perfect size for Instagram. I'm giving you 20. That is like a month's worth of photos, and you can repurpose these. You can reuse them. You can use them on your other platforms. You can go crazy with them. And then the other thing is, I have a fast action bonus. Now until I believe it's next Wednesday, the fast action bonus is the first 10 coaches who purchase this course are going to receive a free Instagram profile review via email. I will check out your Instagram profile and I will give you my top recommendations on how to improve your profile. Whether that's your photos, whether that's your content, your description, your hashtags, I'm going to be looking and giving you a full assessment on how to improve your profile. I'm only doing that for 10 people because this is very time consuming, but I want to be able to do that for 10 of you. And then of course I have a free Facebook group. It's private and you will have access to that. So you can ask questions and you will get support. Now, all of this is definitely worth over $500 in value. I have spent a ton of time on this course, but I am giving it to you for not $147, that's the regular price. I'm giving it to you for $97, guys. Super, super cheap. Under $100, you get all this content, all this value. It's going to really help you to improve your Instagram game, your Instagram presence. And you know what? You're going to learn how to really promote and market yourself so much better. And you're gonna be able to apply this to other social media platforms like Facebook. $97. I like to keep my things low because I know other health coaches are struggling. I started off, 4 or 5 years ago and I was struggling and I wish there was more of this stuff out there for me when I started. I had to learn this all on my own and it sucked. I made a lot of mistakes, but I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes. I want you to find success a lot quicker than I did. So I have the sale and it ends next Friday. I think it's next Friday, the 17th. $97, but the fast action bonus actually ends next Wednesday, which is the 15th. So I will be sending out an email with all the details so that you don't forget and all that. If you want to take advantage of it, please do so. That is the link on the bottom, designbyclaudia.com/Instagram-course. So just so you know, I have had coaches use the program. I sent this out to about 4 or 5 coaches before I finished it and put it up for sale because I wanted to get as much feedback as possible. And they're loving it. Dory said, holy cow, can't I just say how amazing this course is? I'm just getting started with Instagram. I loved it, learned so many things. The content's amazing and well organized, and she loves the action steps. At the end of each module, I give 3 to 4 action steps so you literally can implement what you learn in each module, okay? Another coach, this is Christy, she said this course is terrific. She didn't know how to even set up her profile as a business account, and she couldn't figure out how to link it to Facebook, but I helped her solve those issues. She's making her way through the modules, and she's implementing what she's learned. It's exactly what she needed. And I have other ones. If you go to the link on the bottom, designbyclaudia.com/Instagram-course, you will see other coaches that have checked out the course and they started using it. Yeah, and then these are some FAQs. People are asking like, how long does this course take to finish? Literally, you can probably do it in a weekend. There's not, I mean, it's a good amount of content, but it's actionable and it's bite-sized. It's very easy to implement. It's not like 20 pages with each module. Each module has about 6 or 7 pages of content, really easy to understand with action steps. But of course, you're gonna be implementing these tips over time so that you see growth on Instagram. And will this help me get 100 or 10,000 followers? Listen, this is not a quick fix where you're going to implement, a few things and that's it. You're magically going to get thousands of followers, but you are going to learn how to start growing your account. You're going to learn how to create better content, better photos, how to attract quality fans and followers. Other people are saying, you're welcome. Thanks for coming, Carmen. Do you really have to promote on Instagram? You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You have to find what works for you. However, I have found a lot of success on Instagram. If you do want a really great online business, Instagram is really popular right now. It is a place to be. People are loving it. There's so many brands on there. Before they make all these changes, now is the best time to get on it. The stats, I already told you what the stats are, the millions of people that are on it and the age bracket. So it's a really good place to be. And of course they have live streaming, there's stories, and people love videos. People love videos. And the other question I got is, do I need to pay for ads or any apps? Nope, this course does not require you to spend any additional money. It literally is $97 and that's it. You get all the content, you get access to my free group, and you don't need to pay for any ads or anything like that. Eventually, if you want to learn more, I probably will do like an advanced Instagram course, or I will be giving you tips in my group if you wanted to do ads or anything like that. But for right now, you do not need ads to grow your Instagram following. All right, guys, I think that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. I think I answered everything. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Feel free to post again and I will answer. I'm loving IG now since day. Oh, thanks, Christy. Getting 10 to 15 new followers every day. That's amazing. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Not your friends and family. Totally new followers, which is amazing. That's awesome. I love hearing that. Yep, they're out there, man. There are a ton of people who need our help. Guys, don't give up. I know the online space is tough, but if you implement these things and just even what I taught you today, you don't even, even if you don't buy the course, if you implement what I taught you, you will start to see growth on your account. I promise. And if you don't, you guys know where to find me. You can ask me questions. I do have a free Facebook group. Whether you buy it or not, you can join the Facebook group. Just go to my profile or my business page and you'll see a link to it. Yeah, you're welcome, Corinne. I hope you guys like this and I hope you got some value. Any other questions, let me know. And if not, just feel free to email me. Here is my email. Oops. Do you need to get permission from comments before using them as testimonials? Yes, always. And that's something you should just do in your business, period. Whenever you get a testimonial or feedback from your clients, you should always ask or have them sign like a sheet or something that says that they give you permission to use it, even if it's via email, so that you have some sort of proof that they said that you can use their testimonial. Yeah, and even photos, just ask them for permission. And get it in writing, whether it's like, a PDF or like I said, email or message, something that you can document or take a screenshot of that shows that they approved you using it. Yeah, I always do. I ask everybody that. And even if somebody posts something in your group and you want to take like a screenshot of it, like I just took a screenshot of Christy's comment. She said she's getting 10 to 15 new followers a day. That's amazing. She's going to let me use that. She already gave me permission to use her feedback and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. Always ask permission because you just never know. And, what we do is it's personal work. Like, we're health coaches and fitness coaches. A lot of people come to us with real struggles and maybe they don't want other people to know that. So just ask. But honestly, I don't think I've ever had one person say that I couldn't share their testimonial. I really can't remember one client that has ever said not to share it. The only thing I got was like some people didn't want to share their photo, and that's totally reasonable. That's fine. But I was able to use their words and put their name, and I always just put like their first name and then the first initial of their last name. I don't put their full name. Yeah. I hope that helped. Okay. Anything else, guys? Any other questions? I know people are dropping off. You'll have to go. It's 1:15. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. You're welcome. Yeah, and like I said, if you have any questions, email me. But since you are all signed up for this, you will be getting an email. You'll be getting a few emails over the course of the next week with just reminders letting you know, about the program, the sale, and the fast action bonus to ensure that you take advantage of it. You guys know if you're already on my list, I don't send a ton of emails for my design business, but when I have something that's this good and this inexpensive, I like to promote it and share it with you guys. So you will be getting those emails. Just a little transparency. All right, you're welcome. Thanks so much for being here, guys. Have a good day and enjoy your weekend. See you soon.